Area Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
Together, and he dropped a tape called Cloud 9. He got with TJ's DJs, and it kind of like started to click, and he signed to Atlantic. Then he had the High Hater song.
Yeah.
And then I signed. That's when I signed a little bit after that.
You know what's crazy? So the Get 'Em Got 'Em song, like you never, like I heard you say this before, but you never lost where you came from on the song. But in the influence, I hear the Atlanta horns. Like you can hear at the time sonically that Snap is going, but you're not doing that. You know,
that was my whole thing, because when I first came and I started doing the showcases, I was hyphied out. You got to think, this is what's so crazy. I moved to the Bay on some. The Bay is like dead, like it ain't really moving like that. Like
because you see what's going on.
It's politics, the radio, it's all type of little shit. Like I've seen what Don P going through.
Right.
So I'm like, man, this shit ain't even moving. And what's so funny about me saying that is like the second I leave and move to Atlanta, the hyphy movement kicks off.
Man,
like it kicks off.
Right.
So I'm in Atlanta, like, damn, ain't this a motherfucker?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
These niggas go crazy, but it was crazy because it hit me like, okay, I'm gonna be the one to spread this movement here.
Right.
So let me do. So that's when I created From the Bay to the A. What's so funny is I said it before Keek the Sneak said it on the shit. Like that was my whole campaign. I had a mixtape called that.
Right.
Like everybody knew when they thought the Bay Area, they thought me. Anybody that came to the Bay Area, that's how I used to link with 40 and everybody when he came out there fucking with Lil Jon. Because anytime they see a Bay nigga, they be like, oh, you know Willie Joe?
Right.
Because I'm the nigga that's Bay, hyphy. Like I'm spread yada. I'm doing everything. I'm letting everybody know what's going on. So that was kind of crazy.
Because you got signed because of that song, because of the buzz of the song, and then and you got signed to who? You got signed to Atlantic too?
No, Jazze Faye.
Jazze Faye, Show Nuff. So you on Show Nuff at the same time as Ciara?
Yep, Ciara, Lloyd, Cherish,
Jody Breeze.
Jody Breeze. Yep.
That's pretty heavy, huh? That's pretty heavy, cause if you think about it, look at Ciara, Jody Breeze. Who else?
Lloyd. Yeah, Jody Breeze. Jazze Faye. He was an artist as well. And
That's cold. That's cold. And is this Jazze Faye coming off of his Cash Money?
Yep, going into goodies. They just had goodies. Show Nuff is going crazy because they just released Ciara.
Wow.
So they signed me on some, like, because his partner, Noonie, is from Richmond.
Noontime. I don't think enough people talk about him.
Yeah.
Because these is the first niggas I ever seen that left and did some shit like that, like what they did. Like, I remember seeing pictures of their studio with Noontime. Like, it was I'm like, they from where?
Yeah.
Like, it's no way they in Richmond in Atlanta doing it like
North
this.
Richmond niggas too at that.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Like, shout out to him, man. We got to cover his story.
Oh yeah,
he got more.
You know, he discovered August Alsina.
Yeah.
Behind hella shit.
We gotta, because we don't talk about him enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. I remember Noontime. That was some cold shit. That was a cold era. It's funny how I found out about them too. Like, but so. Now that you signed, was it a hell of an advance or anything? Was because like no matter what the hyphy movement was going on and all that shit, it still seemed like you still was a success story if you got signed.
Yeah. Because
niggas wasn't getting signed.
Yeah. So it was a guy at Capitol. His name was Ronnie Johnson. He had seen me. And I guess he had a whole little thing. He was a fan of the Bay Area scene. So like I said, this was around the hyphy time. So I guess he looked at it like, because he signed me and Clyde at the same time, not knowing that we knew each other. Okay. So when he signed us, he pretty much, I got signed obviously because Show Nuff, because Jazze Faye presented me. So I automatically went with Show Nuff, and they had Clyde go to Black Wall Street. So I remember, I forgot, it was like an all-star. It was something that was going on in LA, and Capitol had a event, and then introducing all their new artists. Clyde was there, I was there, and he just introduced everybody, but he introduced us as like the new niggas out the Bay Area. Like he kind of looked at it like we were like the commercial guys of the Bay Area, and we could take that scene a little bit further because our music is like kind of polished and commercial sounding.
Now it's also urban legend that when the phone calls was coming back home, that you wasn't getting the support. Like they wasn't saying that, nah, we fuck with Willie Joe. Like it was more like, nah, we don't fuck with that guy. You like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that because I had relationships with people like A-Man and Von and stuff like that. It was more so they was keeping it real though. I think that's what kind of, because if it wasn't for that kind of feedback, we wouldn't have Bay Bruh, none of that, because I wouldn't be motivated to move back to the Bay Area when things went south with the deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? So basically, like, it was like a bidding war. Before I signed with Show Nuff, everybody was trying to sign me. CTE, Outkast, Usher Mama, fucking KP. I went to New York. It was Columbia, Def Jam. I had an interview with when I was at Def Jam. Hove walked in. Like, and that really just did it for me, like, because we was meeting with the...
Was that, you think that was intentional?
Yeah, he was the president at that time. So they A&R flew us out there to meet with me. And he walked in just on some, you know,
like peeking in.
Get a nigga shook right quick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So at this time, like, you dropped... No, you didn't drop that. What did you drop while you were signed?
It was kind of, cause what's so crazy is I had a deal before the Show Nuff. I had a single deal, and that's how DG Yola got on the remix. It's because I had a single deal with Warner Brothers. A guy named Craig Calloway. He got fired for sexual harassment, so I got out the deal. So I got dropped from the deal. So that's how I was able to sign with Show Nuff probably 6 months after that. So it was really, I was working on shit. And I dropped a mixtape, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped a mixtape with them. And, what was it? I forgot, I remember the cover. I had the little Show Nuff jacket on with the little motorcycle. Okay. I forgot what the name of the damn shit was. But.
So how does this go? Like, how does the deal go south, or how do you figure out it's not gonna work?
Well, it kind of happened after. So basically, I'm a Bay nigga that, cause what's crazy about me is like when it comes to hustling, being involved in certain shit. I guess I'm a late bloomer because it didn't really happen until later in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So before then, it was kind of just living life on just this dream of rapping. Like, you know what I mean? So like I kind of feel like I'll be telling young niggas now, like, what's so crazy? Like a certain topic I think nobody that don't get discussed a lot is how niggas that be rapping think it ain't cool to have a job. Because that was me. I was the nigga that wasn't popular enough to be like not work. Right. But feeling like a nigga gonna see me working. Nigga gonna see me at my career over. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Which was the most dumbest thing.
Well, listen though. It's because of where you from. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's what we do. We the most insultive, like, we don't give a fuck. Like, if you ain't it, you ain't. Just think about it. Right now, a great promotional tool in the Bay Area is your artist have a nice ass car. Yeah. If he has a nice ass car and nice jewelry, they're gonna give him a shot. It'll be trash. You know what I'm saying? But if the nigga coming off like a Cole or a Kendrick or a somebody like that, they gonna be like, this nigga, man. Like, just like Charlamagne told Kendrick he looked like a janitor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that? He told that nigga he looked like a janitor. Like, it's a different time. He an old school nigga. He probably want his rappers to look, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go back to this too. From Get 'Em Got 'Em, the song was real popular, right? It was, and it was did it chart?
Yeah, it did on the independent charts. It charted at number 50, and it was on my own label.
That's crazy. So, and it charted, and this is some hilarious shit. I thought though. Who is that lady in the video?
What lady?
And she going bananas. I'm like, man, this motherfucker look like she just jumped out. Like, I don't know where y'all got her.
Oh, actually, I know who exactly you talk about. Her name is Empress Raw. That was her name then. It was so crazy. She doing her thing now. She works for MMG now.
She is a savage though. Like, and one thing, even with that, I'm not thinking about that particular video no more. But I watched some other videos from that time, looking at Erk's videos, right? And You didn't like Drea being in this video. You didn't have to have ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I thought that was a long time ago. You didn't have to have ass. I thought that was like in the 90s. But you didn't have to have ass in the early 2000s. That's crazy, man.
That face.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, you ain't nothing back there, man. You can't do that no more. So, or you got to play camera tricks. You know what I'm saying? So after that, the deal don't work. You just immediately get up out of there.
No, I kind of chilled for a second on some like trying to figure it out what I wanted to do because it was a lot of opinions. Like you should stay. Some people saying you should go, but like just to be hunted, like because the dude that signed us to Capitol, Ronnie Johnson, he passed away in his sleep 6 months later. After that.
Yeah, I heard that.
So that's what made that go apart, and Show Nuff broke up. So Noontime and Jazze Faye broke up, so it left me just on Capitol. Just when he passed away, I kind of was stuck on a label, so I requested for a release, like you know what I mean. So once it took a whole second, so that whole time I was in Atlanta, but once they granted the release, I took it as like a wake up call, like dang, I need to go back to the Bay Area. And the reason I felt that way is because I'm from the Bay. I got pride. Like, you know what I mean? Any nigga saying they don't know me. Nigga, I ain't from the Bay. He ain't from Vallejo. You got me fucked up.
You got me fucked up.
I'm coming right there. Like, nigga, we gonna see what's happening.